Hey everyone, what's going on? So today is going to be another storytime video, and I want to mention a few things really fast. The first is pretty obvious. There's no face cam on this video, and that's because I don't know what's happening with my webcam. It's like not working. I don't know if it's broken the same way the other one was, but I'm gonna try and get it fixed. I just don't have the time right now, and if I can't get it fixed by tomorrow, or maybe by later today for this stream that I'm trying to do, then I'll just go out and buy a new one just so I can actually have a face cam going on, because I know a lot of you guys enjoy the face cam content on the channel. So moving on from that, the Skywars lobby itself has gotten updated. They have combined solo for normal and insane and doubles for normal and insane. It looks horrible. I hate it. You're gonna click on so many wrong things. You can't quickly join them anymore unless you use the command, like the /play command. So horrible decision on my end, in my opinion rather. You guys can leave your thoughts down below. Regardless, let's jump into the storytime video, my dudes and my dudettes, I guess, being gender neutral out here. I can't speak properly. It's a problem. I know. I should go back to school. Anyways, so this story is going to be a story that I guess may not really relate to people. It may not really seem as funny to some other people, but it's kind of really funny to me, and it's funny to other people that I've said it to at the very least. So that's why I'm telling the story. And it's pretty much the most common thing, or like the least rare thing that happens in my life every time I leave my house. It's really odd, and it's pretty flattering, I will say, and at some points it's kind of mandatory for it to happen. So I'm sure you're a bit concerned, confused, and very, very intrigued on what this is, so let's jump into it. Just recently it's been happening a lot, but the funniest story is when it happened a few months ago, which we'll get to later on in the video. But for now, let's start with a pretty bland example, I suppose. So, the other day, I was up at Walmart, you know, the place you obviously always go to have fun, and I was buying the movie It with a few others, it being a rated R movie. So as I was scanning it to obviously purchase the movie, and you know, the screen pops up saying, you know, you need an employee to come prove that you're over 17 or 18 or whatever it is, and that's funny to me just because when the employee always comes up to me, all they do is ask. They're like, hey, are you 18? And I'm like, yeah. And then they just believe me and they let me buy the movie. I don't know if they believe me because I look over 18 or if they just don't really care all that much and they're letting me buy it anyways. That's funny to me. If you guys have had the same experience and you're under 18 and if you just say yes to let you buy it, definitely let me know in the comments because it always happens every single time. They have never actually asked to see my ID except for maybe like years upon years ago when I looked even younger than I do now, I suppose, which is, no, that makes sense, I suppose. So that's the first really bland story. It's kind of required, I suppose, of Walmart to do that, so it's not really that crazy. So moving on to a bit of a more interesting one that has a story within the story. So yesterday, actually, I went to go see Deadpool 2 yet again. By the way, hilarious movie. It's a family film, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy it if you see it with your family. Don't actually do that. So I use MoviePass to buy my tickets whenever I'm seeing the movie for the first time, like with that. So before I saw it with my family, and they bought my tickets. So this time I'm seeing it myself. So I was able to buy my ticket for free via MoviePass. So I check in on the app, and then I have to go into the kiosk to the guy or the girl, whoever it is, at the box office, and then give them my MoviePass card, which acts like a credit card, and then I get the ticket for free. So when I went up to the kiosk and I told the guy Deadpool 2, 10:05, whatever, he said, "Can I see your ID?" So as I'm going to get my ID, I figure, let's actually ask. So I ask him how old he thinks I am, because I have never asked someone that ever before whenever they have wondered what my age was. I've only ever asked you guys, and you know my age, so it's a lot easier for you guys to guess how old I actually am. So as I'm reaching for my ID and getting it out, I ask him, how old do you think I am? And he takes a little bit to answer, just kind of like mumbling a little bit, and then eventually he says he would guess 19. And at that point, I look down, I get my ID, I chuckle a little bit, hand it to him, and then say, yeah, I'm 25. So he's 6 years off. Oh yeah, for clarification, I am 25 years old, by the way. If you've been wondering this whole time, I am 25 years old. I turned 25 9 days ago on the 20th, if you're watching this the day of. So yeah, I'm 25, and once I say that, and he gets my ID, he has like a surprise face that says, wow, that's surprising. And then we kind of talk about how it's really good to look young when you get older, which I definitely agree with. I'm not trying to make it seem like I hate looking so young. I love the fact that I look so young. It's just, it gets these interesting stories and these odd engagements to where I have to be ID'd or like this conversation gets brought up. Because at the movie theater, it's probably required for you to say it, but I mean, if you obviously look really, really old, like 80 years old, they're not gonna say, "Can I see your ID, sir?" So that to me is just kind of funny, and it happens anytime I go in with MoviePass to actually buy the ticket. But of course, if I use like an online a website to buy the ticket and then I go in, no one cares at that point. I mean, I know people that are younger than I am and younger than 17 or 18 that buy their ticket online and then they just walk in with the QR code and there's no identification required, which is probably an oversight on the theaters, I would say. Regardless, that to me was funny because I actually asked him and we had a conversation about it. So, moving on to what will probably be the funniest story about this whole situation. I'm not actually getting ID'd in this story, but I just thought it was really funny. So, a month or two back, I went to my barber shop to get my hair cut, which you guys wouldn't know because I don't have face cam on, and even if I did, I wear a hat anyway. So, I went up to get my hair cut. I waited in line. I sat down and the barber starts cutting my hair. And as you guys know, most barber shops or hair salons or hair cutting places in general, most of the people cutting your hair will try and talk to you. And it makes sense. I'm not a person to really want to speak to anyone when I'm getting my hair cut. I'll talk to them a lot before or after, but when I'm getting my hair cut, I do not want to speak to someone. Luckily for me, this person wasn't super talkative, so that was good, but after a couple conversations, they eventually asked me, are you getting your hair cut for the high school prom? And that was such an eye-opener to me as to how young I really look. This person legitimately asked me if I was going to the high school prom. Like, I am 25 years old, dude. I wasn't even 18 when I finished high school because of when my birthday is and when my school let out. So that was crazy. And then it made me realize if I went to a college and enrolled in the college and got into a class with my peers, I could just tell them that I'm still in high school and then I'm like taking these advanced like courses or whatever, and they'd probably just believe me because of how young I really look. And that's without shaving my beard. If I shaved my beard, oh my god, I would look so young, guys. Regardless, I think that's pretty much the story. Those are 3 quick little stories about it. I think it's kind of funny personally. I love that I look young. If you guys have had similar experiences, definitely comment it down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear. This wasn't like a bragging video at all. It's just something that happens a lot to me in my life, so I figured I would share it with you guys because that's really the point of the storytime videos. And this, like I said, is like the most common thing that happens to me whenever I leave my household, which is really odd and pretty funny to me. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, and of course share this video around. I'm sorry for the face cam, guys. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be back to it like usual, but without further ado, I will talk to you all later. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.